Well, here we go. This is Australian cricket's fastest growing tradition. What do we call this show, Cal?
Winner's piss.
And we celebrate. We celebrated with cocktails in Perth. We celebrated with cocktails in Brisbane. But this was more workmanlike, this test. 5 days. It was a grind.
War of attrition.
So cheers. I've just
To
got
good
your
health.
lager. But look at you. What have you pulled out here?
Oh, just a Guinness. Yeah, it just felt right. Felt right. I know the skipper, Pat Cummins, loves himself a Guinness. So I thought, but we've eased into a couple of headliner spritzers already today, haven't we? So Jessica Head brought a couple into the commentary box for us, just
professionally, by the way, by the on-air stuff.
Very responsibly as well.
Tastefully and
Actually, Headdy's out there just as we speak. He's just
Is he?
patrolling the centre of the wicket as he has for the majority of the Test match, and Jess is out there too.
So we're at, for the people watching, I suppose for the people listening too, we're sitting on cane chairs in the MTX Club.
The VIP lounge.
Not your first time here.
Well, I've been here already.
You tend to find your way here more than once during a Test match. This is one of the great spots at one of the great grounds. It has been everything we wanted this Test to be, over 223,000. Even a nice little turn up today.
Yeah.
And we got a little game on our hands. We had a little game on our hands. I don't want to say, now, Cal.
Yes.
I don't want to say I feel sorry for England.
Okay. No, well, please don't.
There are 3-0 shellackings.
Yes.
And then there's this 3-0. I don't think it's quite the shellacking, given they were way on top in Perth. And here, just every time they got their nose, I wouldn't say in front, but had a little sniff of the finish line, England, they'd find a way to falter. It's of their own doing, but this feels a little closer than 3-0. Or maybe I'm just insane.
No, look, I think at times it felt like it was going to be a proper 3-0. But if you look at the way the Test match mapped out over these 5 days, there was an ebb and flow. It looked like the Australians were going to cakewalk towards a 3-0. But then England really did bounce back at times. But then again, last night, they faltered late in the day and allowed the Australians to get on top, and really only leaving themselves 4 wickets to work with today would have been bitterly disappointing for Ben Stokes, for Brendan McCullum, and the entirety of that lineup. There would have been 6 blokes sitting in that shed thinking, I've missed out on a real flat one. So, look, they did give themselves a chance today, but again, pretty much as they have all the way through the series, including Perth, they got themselves to a position and coughed it up. And that's exactly what they did in Perth when they had an opportunity to get on top of that Test match and run away with the win. They coughed it up there as well.
And that's got to be the worst feeling, I imagine, because you can go to somewhere and just get shellacked and go, well, we're not as good as them. They just fired on all cylinders. But when you have the chances and you don't take them,
that's right.
That's got to be a pretty empty feeling. Speaking of empty, the dressing room is empty because the players are out on the field.
They are.
So play ended as we record this, about an hour ago, and they've done all the presentations and the interviews. So they're out there with their families. Now, why we bring this up is because Pat Cummins, who we're about to hear from, invited Mark Taylor and Brad Haddon for a little drinky poo. Former.
While you were standing right next to.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I had no problem with that.
Didn't want to say too much,
because you had. But it was noticeable. But that's Australian cricketers know that only they know the feeling of winning a series like that. And Tubby, a former captain, Hadji's captain Australia at times as well. So they were invited in, and of course they said yes. But if all the players are out, where the hell where's Taylor and Haddon?
That's a very good question. Are they sitting in there by themselves, just tipping in before the rest of the players and the families get in there? I'm not sure. Are they just trying? Maybe they're there to spark the party, because we know what Haddon's been like throughout this. And to be honest, Mark Taylor, he was the first into a spritzer early on day one in the headliner bar, named after the great Travis Head. So maybe he's in there to spark the fire.
Australia win by 82 runs. Let's have a listen to Pat Cummins. He gave us his time, the winning captain. Is he the winning captain? He's the winning captain this Test, but Steve Smith captained 2 of them. I don't know how it technically works. And you're going to hear here, I'm not sure Cummins is playing both of the next Tests. So if Steve Smith captains 3 of the 5, who's the winning captain?
It's still Pat. He's captain of the Australian Test team.
That is true.
But I know what you're saying. It's still
remember
Pat.
Gilly captained our series win in India?
I do remember
the famous
that.
one.
Yeah.
Now, he captained all the Tests in that series. Anyway, without any further ado, here is the official and legitimate winning captain, Patrick Cummins.
Mate, congratulations. Come back into the side, lead well, bowl well. And England made you fight, though, today. Made you really fight. Does that make it a bit more special?
It does, yeah. We were saying that just now in the change room. Everything tastes a little bit better after having to really work for it. Yeah, they didn't roll over today. I was probably hoping there was going to be a little bit more on the day 5 wicket, but not to be. Yeah, it was tough out there, but yeah, it makes it even more special.
Paddy, from a personal point of view, there would have been a time where you thought maybe I'm not going to be part of this series, but all that hard work, it makes it worth it this moment right now.
I just said that to the medical team right then. Yeah, there's a few early morning gym sessions and lots of bowling to a stump the last few months, but I mean playing for the series in front of a packed crowd, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It makes it all worth it, so pretty happy.
Paddy, was there any time there today you thought, oh, we could just do with a wicket here? Because that's what we were thinking up in the comm box. We were thinking, now would be a really good time to get one. Did you have that moment out there?
Yeah, I had quite a few actually. It was, before we got the new ball, I thought, it'd be good to get one. And then I thought, the new ball, okay, yeah, it's not doing too much. Wouldn't mind one here. And then Nathan did his hemi. But yeah, bit of Starkey magic, a bit of Marnus magic, and got it done.
But the one thing you must be proud about this group, Paddy, it's not just you, it's not Steve Smith, it's a collective. Every time there's a big moment, it seems someone stands up, and it's a different person all the time, and that's a sign of a great team. Oh,
absolutely. I think it gives everyone quite, confidence, and there's a real calm around the side. Even if we don't have our best day, someone's going to step up, and particularly here at home, we found ways to win games when we probably shouldn't have. And I think this series, it's really clicked. Travis and Starkey won us in Perth, but since then it's been a real team contribution across the board.
Is it all that cool in there in the change rooms when you all of a sudden you lose Smudge on the morning of the game, and Usman, who has been left out, has to come back in, but he makes 80 and 40, so he more than does his job. Then you lose Nathan Lyon, as you say, today, and I was sitting up there thinking, wow, you could do without losing him because it's turning a bit. The new ball will be handy for him. But it all seems very relaxed. Is that what it's like inside your head, or is it like a bit like a duck on the water and there's plenty going on underneath?
Yeah, on the outside it's always fairly common. It's the same with Andrew McDonald, but inside there's always something purring away. I think, again, this side, we've had a lot of fun together. We've had a lot of success, and I think it comes down to there's always things that crop up that could be disruptive, but this group's really good at just putting that to one side and getting on with the job at hand. And whoever comes in, they're ready to go, and we wish them all the best and just kind of go out and do what job needs to be done.
And what's it look like now, Paddy? You obviously got to celebrate this, and you got to give it the time it deserves, but you still want that 5-0. You've earned the right. This team's, yes, about winning big tournaments, also about leaving a legacy, and 5-0 must be a great carrot there.
I mean, that'd be good. We'll definitely savour this one for a little while. I think it's one of those ones, as you both know, you kind of savour it, don't think too far ahead, and then suddenly it's Christmas lunch and you realise Boxing Day's the next day and you go, all right, we've got to switch back on here.
Pat, just tell our listeners what it's like when the last batsman edges one, Marnus takes the catch at second slip, and you've done it. Just that little moment. What's it like? Is it relief? Is it exhilaration? What is it?
I think it's a bit of both. I think even when you're really far ahead in the game, there's always that back of your mind thinking, okay, it's not done, it's not done. I think it's that moment of going, oh, no one can take this away from us. You wait a few seconds to make sure it's not a no ball, and then you really let go. So it's just that it's a series we've been speaking about for 12 plus months. So it's just that, all right, we've done it, and just want to get around each other and enjoy it.
Paddy, we've seen Travis Head quiet 100,000 in a World Cup final with his catch, but when he walks out to bat or walks off, it's a different feel here. You guys will get it in Sydney, but this test match seems to be all about Travis Head. How good's a feeling when he does something like that? Oh,
and Alex Carey's making a late running for it as well. I think it's going to be the Head Carey test match each year now.
I love hearing that,
Paddy. It's awesome. He puts on a show for us, He's got all the red wine waiting for you. Well, Carey was on red wine duty this year. Travis on the gin. Making sure we're welcome for pizzas at his house in the lead up. So it's both their weeks. They're fighting for it, but we're all here for it.
So what's the order of drinks then in the change rooms? Is it beers? Is it gin? Is it a Shiraz from the Barossa?
Whoever gets in first. I think I heard Gilly just there saying he's got a present for us, so I think a tequila might be in there as well.
Geez, didn't Tubby just change his posture there when he heard red wine? And be honest, you were shitting yourself a bit today. Come on. I know you missed a cool, Pat, but you were shitting yourself just a little today.
No, if we got a little bit closer maybe, but nah, all cool.
Very good. Congratulations. Well done to you. Congratulations. Ashes winning captain Pat Cummins. Never changes Pat Cummins, does he?
No.
Pretty
Humble.
cool customer.
Humble. But he's also that out in the field as well. And
Yeah.
I think that's what the players love. He's consistent and he's calm and measured. And I thought he spoke beautifully.
As he always does. Speaking of speaking well, Alex Carey.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you meet this bloke, you like him more and more.
You do.
I mean, can he lose some humility? No, don't lose some humility. That's why we love you. But
You be you, Alex.
He is so humble.
Yeah, he is.
But I think it's pretty obvious before we throw to him, he realises how good he is and that he seriously belongs in this team.
Oh, and it's great to see, isn't it? He really has blossomed as a player, particularly over the last couple of years. I don't think there's any doubt that he's now the number one wicketkeeper batsman in the world. And he is really taken the game by storm at the Test level over the last 2 years. And to see him stamp his authority on this fixture here and give the Australians every opportunity to win, but not just here, he did it at the Gabba as well.
That's right.
No more than 2 weeks ago, where he was unbelievable up to the stumps. He was unbelievable back. He again today on an up and down wicket that was offering a bit, was up to the stumps to blokes bowling nearly 140. It's just extraordinary stuff, and he just doesn't miss an opportunity. Brad Haddon full of praise again this Test match, but you're right, Dan. He is just grabbing fixtures by the scruff of the neck, and he's doing it with his great mate Travis Head at the other end. They're doing it in spectacular style.
Well, can you imagine Travis Head gets 170 and doesn't get man of the match?
Yeah.
That's how good Carey was. Century, half century, 6 catches, and we spoke to him after the win.
Obviously a great week, and I guess we knew what was on the line coming into the week, but I think for this group it's always looked at what's in front of us and never looked too far ahead. So I'm really proud of the group. Obviously Travis's innings was amazing. The crowd's been amazing. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, I think going to day 5 and having to grind a little bit made it even more special.
I tell you what, Alex, you've been all around the world, you've won big matches, but what about this right behind you now? Everyone there wants to be you. How good's that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty special.
It's unusual for a keeper. Like, there's your keeper getting that sort of praise.
Mate, you haven't watched the game long enough.
No, it's special Hads, and look, I think so far we've all chipped in at times throughout the series. Obviously Starkey was fantastic in the first 2 games. The batters got the job done in the second game. Trav again here was really special, and there's contributions from Uzi and Scotty Boland. The captain comes back in. Nathan was fantastic. Like, you look across the board, and it's hard to win Ashes matches, but when everyone's chipping in and finding little areas to help us win, it makes it even more special. And in front of the Adelaide fans, it's been a great week.
Alex, I was saying on commentary an hour or so ago, your keeping over the last couple of games is up to the stumps is as good as I've seen in my life, and my life's gone a lot longer than yours, I'm here to tell you, unfortunately. Tell us a little bit about that. And when you decide to do things like stand up to the stumps to Boland, what makes you think to do something which absolutely stupid like that? But it absolutely works, and you do it brilliantly. How do you practice that?
Oh, I think it's really hard to practice that. I think you practice the basics in wicket keeping and the fundamentals and getting yourself in a good position to set yourself up and let your instincts take over when you're facing 135. But you need the bowler to be on board, and he certainly was. He was calling me up there at times today, and I probably want to go back a little bit. The coach is on board, and the slips. I think this group's really quick at adapting as well and understanding the game and being open to, I guess, unusual things. And Scotty Boland just hits the top of the stumps, and he was brilliant. Michael Nessa last week was fantastic. But yeah, it's a hard thing to practice. I think practice the basics, practice the fundamentals, give yourself the best chance and let the instincts take over.
You're exactly the type of athlete we love in Australia. You're bloody good, but you're humble. And, mate, congratulations to you, Alex Carey.
Thanks, Hads.
How can you
Thanks,
not,
Cheers.
as Mrs. Costanza, Mr. Seinfeld said, how can anyone not like him? Alex Carey. Yes, indeed. And I'll tell you what, moments matter in matches, obviously. Yes. Right, moments, you can have 5 great grueling days like we had. Moments matter. Can you imagine if Marnus, who was spectacular in the field, but he sharks Carey, England now need less than 100, 3 wickets in hand. Australia wouldn't say it after the game, but I think there was just a little bit of worry. And Marnus diving across to his left, Like, he's got to catch that. If he doesn't catch that, I think panic just starts to set in. But he didn't, and Carey not needed.
Yeah, it's a good point, Dan, because that was poached out of the middle of Alex Carey's gloves. And I think he would suggest that it was going to be a comfortable catch to him too. But what Marnus has done, clearly has worked enormously hard at his fielding since he was a pup. And when you see him out in the field, there's so much instinct about what Marnus Labuschagne does. You see that contested mark that Alex Carey took at the Gabba with Marnus running back with the flight, Carey running back from the flight with the flight, and then just Carey with a little bit of bodywork late taking that one. Well, another occasion here where Marnus is at second slip and very close, and instinct takes over. But the instincts are so bloody good because he's put the yards in. So to see him take that catch, Australia march towards victory, I think there would have been some nerves if it had gone down. But at the same time, Australia don't drop many catches, and that has been a huge gap between the two sides during this series.
I'm loath to do this. Glass half empty I'm looking at, and I have a glass half empty observation, but we'll do it in a moment. Right, on a wonderful day for Australia, but something's happening which we need to acknowledge.
Yes.
What's the show called?
Winner's piss.
And we'll have more right after this. It is, I know you say the name, I'm going to say it, Winner's Piss.
Oh, yes.
On
Don't worry about that.
As we celebrate another Test victory. I tell you what, it's Sunday. It's hard to get our head around the fact we're back on Friday.
Yeah.
For Melbourne.
Comes around quick.
Especially when we go 5 days, which we're not used to.
Yes.
Ben Stokes, you know, he's a great villain for us. He's torn our hearts out before. It's enjoyable to beat him, but you kind of got to love, or you got to admire the bloke. And you got to admire the fact he fronted up after the game and caught up with Tubby and Hads.
Commiserations, you fought hard today. Geez, you must have thought at some point today, hang on, we can pinch this.
Yeah, obviously rocking up this morning, we were, or even last night, we were very confident about the position that we were in. Sounds silly, but it almost makes it a lot simpler when you know the task is at hand. We fought throughout this whole game. First, second, third, fourth innings, and on the back of last week, that's something obviously that I wanted to see a bit more of from the team. And although we've ended up on the wrong side of the result here, I think it's something that we can definitely build on.
There is great character in your side. There's no doubt about that. I've watched your side now for a number of years, Ben. There's never a time where you seem to think we're out of the game. What did you think you could chase? 435 has proven 82 too many, but what was a bit of a cut-off realistically for you? Was it anything?
I don't really like, even when we were bowling there, you don't really like putting a number on of something because, look, Adelaide Oval, it's a lovely place to bat. And, when there was never an issue with time, in particular when, we sort of, what did we take, 6 for 20 or 30 or something in the morning. So, look, 435 is a huge ask anywhere in the world.
Yep.
But when you get the pitch like the Adelaide was playing, you sort of back yourself to be able to at least try and get somewhere closer and see where you end up. And look, we lost 3 quick wickets last night, which obviously didn't help the cause. But even this morning, going out with Will Jackson and Jamie Smith, you're like literally a partnership away from here. And I've been in that situation before as a captain when you're just looking up at the scoreboard and you see 5 come down, 10 come down, and the old thing starts going. So, yeah, we were confident, but we just couldn't quite get it.
Can I just follow that up with Ben Stokes, the skipper, right? And the great chases that you've been able to create often are around you and your batting. How do you go watching that when you're seeing similar things? I bet you are as frustrated as hell sitting up there thinking, shit, I wish I was out there.
It was a bit cold in the dressing room, so I actually had a long sleeve jumper on, and I should have seen the size of the dinner plates under my feet. That's the worst place to be as a player, when you can no longer influence the game whatsoever, because you're constantly trying to put yourself in that situation going, oh, well, this is what I'll do, what do you do? But you can't do anything, and it's a pretty hopeless place to be. But, I thought we fought hard, unfortunate.
Ben, when you have a look at these first 3 games, the one thing, if you really have a close look at it, you've actually been really, really close. The distance between both teams is not that far away. It's just little moments that you've missed and Australia have won.
Yeah, I think that being 3-0 down, you can, here obviously there's a lot of emotion attached to where we are right now. And but I think the simple thing is, Australia have been able to execute with the bat ball in the field a lot better than us way more. And in a game of cricket, when those are the three main factors that come into if you win or lose, and the other team outdoes you consistently, then you're going to end up on the wrong side of the result. And I think that's pretty much where it's down to.
And the other thing, you challenged your team after the Brisbane Test match, and the response you got, that's exactly what you want to get from a leader.
Yeah, definitely. You know, when you get put in situations where it's tough and it's hard, you want the players to embrace those moments and go out and want to be the man. And doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your teammates, you're doing it for the fans who come out here and support. And I definitely think we've seen a lot of that this week. And yeah, maybe it's something challenged the boys last week, and the response was either going to go one way or the other. Everyone was going to suck and be like, ugh, or they were going to respond in the way they did this week. And I know you can say it's not a good response because we've lost, but definitely seen some size of some individuals in that dressing room which I've not seen, and I think definitely we can take that forward into the next 2 games.
We saw you batting, but we'll let you go. We saw you batting and struggling, 40-degree heat. Everyone was struggling and didn't see you bowl the next day. This is a tough schedule. Straight into Melbourne, straight into Sydney. Are we going to see, you think we'll see you for both tests?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Obviously, it was a pretty big first 2 days, quite hot, bowled a few overs, batted for a while. And yeah, to be honest, on that day I didn't bowl, I just didn't feel very good. It felt like I was going to snap every time I ran after a ball. So I knew I still had a major role to play in the couple of days after that. So yeah, it was making sure that I was still, in a good position to be able to try and influence the game in the right way for us going forward.
Well, good for you. We do a lot of sports on Triple M, and a lot of losing players don't want a bar of this after a defeat. So class act. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to meet you. Ben Stokes.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, and you like to hear that. So, Cummins not sure if he's going to play, didn't want to give an answer, which is understandable. But Ben Stokes, from that, he's going to play in Sydney, and he's a proper leader. He's going to play in Sydney, and he's going to play in Melbourne as well, going by that. And he happily could have made up an injury. Why he couldn't bowl, he just said he was cooked.
Yeah.
I like the honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said he felt like something was going to snap every time he chased the ball. And, that's the insight you don't really get when you're sitting in the commentary box. And fantastic that he put his hand up and said, no, I'm doing the media today, and we're going to get in front of this, and we're going to wear what it is and take some accountability. And that's the Ben Stokes I came across even at a young age when I was playing at the Melbourne Renegades with him. He's a competitor, and he wants the ball in his hand at all times, but he's also got to be mindful. If he breaks down now, what impact can he have on the last 2 days? So, he'll cop some criticism around that for not bowling in that second innings, but certainly I think the way that he got out in front of it, he took accountability today was strong.
I'm going to guess, if I know the English medium, McCallum's going to cop most of this.
Yeah.
Because Stokes has been pretty good on the field and has been a lion heart.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Asball, and that's what's going to be blamed here. And that Ben has so many credits in the bank with World Cups and exploits in Test matches that it's going to be Brendan McCullum that wears the brunt of this, whether it's just criticism or something a little more serious. Now, also serious, Nathan Lyon.
Yeah.
He's gone. Look, let's hope he's there. He won't be there for Melbourne, it would seem. It's a hamstring.
Yes.
And unlikely for Sydney. And this is where we get to the glass half empty observation. No Hazelwood for the summer. Cummins has only played one test. Lyon probably gone after 2.
Yeah.
This has been a sensational series, but we're aging. They're aging in front of our eyes. And it's not surprising, given what they've produced over these years.
No, look, at some stage, you're going to start to see age catch up. And Father Time waits for no man. And we're going to most likely see some new faces come into this lineup. Maybe some faces we've seen a handful of times, but somewhat new faces. And I think that when you look at what's happened now, we're 3-0 up. It couldn't have panned out any better considering what we're potentially running into here from an injury standpoint. So, Pat Cummins, do they rest him for the next couple of tests, knowing we're 3-0 up? Nathan's out, so we'll find another spinner. There's a few guys there that have fronted up before, Dan, overseas more likely, playing in partnership with Nathan. So, we're going to see some changes. Will we see Inglis in the next test match? Green's under the pump. He hasn't made too many runs.
Well, who's going to replace Lyon? You keep an eye on domestic cricket. Is Murphy doing enough? Who's going to get a crack here?
Well, we're over halfway through the Shield season. Murphy's taken 10 Shield wickets, I believe, but has, at a low number, at around 24, 25,
Okay.
so he's done pretty well.
Okay.
Rockacholi's taken almost double that, I think, put his hand up on some pretty flat wickets over at the Wacker. You don't see Fingerspin take a lot of wickets over there, so he's in the mix. Played some Australia A as well. Matt Kuhneman, who has performed very well for Australia. Overseas, hasn't had as much of a crack at it.
Yeah.
He's been a part of the one-day unit for Australia as well, so hasn't fronted up too much for Tassie. So, look, if you look at pure numbers in the Shield, you're saying Rockacholi's going to get a crack, but I think it's a bit tighter than that because Murphy's performed very well on the international stage before.
Well, but this is the beautiful thing about being 3-0 up. You can give some. Have a look.
That's
we
right.
We can have a look here if they want to give this. What's he?
Rockacholi from over in.
I always get him mixed up with Roland Rockachilli from the Melbourne Footy Show. That's why Rockacholi. I
love it.
I don't want to go all Sam Newman.
Haven't heard that name for a while. Brilliant.
All right. I think we're just about done.
Okay.
I think we're just about done.
It's been a great 5 days, Dan. I think there are a lot of question marks over the Triple M call team as to whether they could last the 5 days. Look, to be honest, it's a really tough one. I know Tubby would give himself a 3, but I actually think Bradley James Haddon's been outstanding. I mean, to risk going up onto the hill earlier this week in front of the English faithful, he put himself right out there in the line of fire, and I thought he handled it beautifully.
And he's been given the name cricket's best analyst. I mean, from you. So.
Well, I did give him that. I did label him that, didn't I? And he is the best in the game. He just sees the game better than most. I think Brayshaw was good this Test match, so he gets the 2, and then Dan, you get 1. You were brilliant.
That's okay. You don't have to be nice. That's okay. I'm just happy to be part of the team.
Well, you did slip me 50 for that. So
Adelaide's done it again.
Adelaide's done it again. Seriously.
We love Melbourne.
You and I got out there, the Pirate Life Bar out the back in the Village Green. Outstanding.
I wasn't thinking about, I know it's winner's piss. I wasn't thinking about necessarily piss when I'm talking about Adelaide being the best test.
No,
but it presents a good argument. I grant you.
It does. But Damien Hoff again. What a wicket. It's seen a last day fixture. The Adelaide Oval's produced more of those than anywhere. Just a wonderful place to play cricket, and everyone loves coming here.
All right, one more time. Cheers. To 3-0.
3-0 winners piss.
Winners piss.